and everybody knows this, and they hate me because I keep saying this, but you motherfuckers, you have, the 90% of the motherfuckers in this business have never been in a real fight in their life. It's been a while, huh?
It has been a while. I saw you at WrestleCon. We just chatted briefly. When I did see you there, you had stitches in your ear. What happened?
You know, it's like this is what happens when you go down to Mexico and work down there. It's a different world. It's a different everything.
Like,
it was no, I did a dive, one of those crazy dives outside, and when I hit the guy on the chest, I bounced off, and unfortunately, my ear got stuck between those things that joined the barricade, and I didn't feel it. And the moment I pull it out, it was my ear was just hanging, like half of it was hanging, and a lot of blood, and because we were down there in Mexico, it was a complete mess. They wanna, because you know we have no muscle in our ears, so the guy was like, you need to go to a hospital because the anesthesia is not gonna work. Or I will have to do it like that. And I was like, I gotta go home. I don't go home very often, so I was like, let's just go for it. And it was painful as, you know.
Yeah, you could say it. It's fine.
It's painful as fuck, man.
Great to see you working here at Coastal Championship Wrestling. Are you taking a lot of indie bookings?
Oh, well, not a lot. A lot of people knows that I only take 2 or 3 wrestling shows or indie bookings or whatever wrestling shows out there per month. My time is for my kids. My time is for the other stuff that I'm doing, the acting stuff in Mexico, the MMA stuff with Combate Americas. Like, I'm in the middle of the transition from being a pro wrestler to being an entertainer, just like you. Like doing some other stuff. I still love wrestling. I still have a lot of passion for wrestling, but I think it's time for me to start moving on to other stuff. You know, I don't want to be. I mean, we never know. If I have to do it, I'll be, you know, one of those guys wrestling with my tiny little trunks at the age of 60. If I have to, I'm not criticizing everybody because you don't know where life is going to get you, right? Everything looks good for me. I have invested my money wisely. I have saved my money, so everything looks good. And I have a lot of projects. The stuff with Combate Americas and my good friend Campbell McLaren is going fantastic. We became number 2. We blast Bellator in numbers, ratings, and everything else out there. We're just right behind UFC, and of course UFC is that monster that nobody's going to defeat. But we're doing fantastic with Combate Americas. I'm starting a telenovela, doing some episodes next week in Mexico. There's a big show that is going to be sponsored by the government in Mexico that is going to have me showing the people the cool places in all or most of the states in Mexico. So there's a lot of stuff for me out there. But I'm going to continue doing some pro wrestling shows. I don't think I'm going to sign a contract with anyone. There's another big company in Asia wanting to have me sign me, but I don't know, man. I just like, these days my time is for my kids, and to continue knocking the door in those other business or entertaining business or however we want to call them. But I'm still here as long as the crowd keeps cheering.
You said that this is probably going to be your last year of wrestling. You said that in another interview. Is that still the plan?
Next year. Okay. My plan is to do this whole year, and then the next year do like a farewell tour and just perform in the most the places that mark me in my career. It doesn't have to be a big building or whatever. There's this place in San Luis Potosí, the place where I was born, and it's a tiny little arena for 800 people. But I want to perform there, and just because I don't care about the money, I just want to perform there, because that's where I started. That's the place where I started. So I want to go and work in those places that became something, that made me the man I am right now, and that will be next year. And if everything goes well, if I'm already doing those telenovelas in Mexico, Combate Americas is going to continue being out there, but they still have me, and I'm still producing money from other business and wrestling. Of course, I'll retire. But if business doesn't look good for me in these other projects, well, then I will have to continue wrestling.
Since you're involved in the world of MMA, what did you think of CM Punk's last fight?
He did well. I mean, I just hate to to listen to people, to hear people saying crap about someone like Phil, someone who got the balls to go and try something different, to train in a different sport and jump in that fucking cage. Like, and most of these people criticizing him, they have never been in a real fight in their life. Yeah. And then most of those guys, unfortunately, come from our business, the pro wrestling business. And everybody knows this, and they hate me because I keep saying this, but you motherfuckers, you have, the 90% of the motherfuckers in this business have never been in a real fight in their life. And those are the ones criticizing someone like Phil. Phil did an amazing job. It's super difficult to make the transition from pro wrestling to MMA, especially when in the past you didn't do any combat sport like Phil did. Yeah. He was a pro wrestler. He practiced other sports, but he's not like Lesnar, like me, like many others who had a background in pro wrestling or jiu-jitsu or whatever it is. So I'm not saying that it's easier for us, but I mean a little bit, you know.
Easier.
It's easier, yeah. And still, it was difficult in that moment when you're standing inside that cage or inside that ring, and you have that other guy in front of you, and you're about to trade punches with the guy for real. Fuck, that's when you start thinking, fuck. Yeah. What was I fucking thinking? but he did a good job, Phil. I'm proud of you. And I know he said he's not gonna do it again, but man, if you do, you know you have a big fan, a big supporter right here.
You can walk him out to the cage.
Fuck yeah, whatever it is, man. Yeah.
I want to say congratulations. You're officially now an American citizen.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And I say that because I am not. I'm a Canadian.
Oh,
so what's the process like? Do you remember any one of the questions that you were asked in that citizenship test?
Bro, it was like 100 questions, but they only ask you 10, and if you have the first 6 ones right, they don't ask you anymore, and I have them right. I don't remember the questions anymore because, you know, I'm always going from one place to the other, but it was pretty easy for me. I studied for like 3 days before the test, and then it was pretty simple for me because when I got to the place, the girl was or is a big WWE fan. So
well, there you go.
But so I'm not saying that she helped me because I don't want to get her in troubles. but she probably would have if I would have been in troubles. But yeah, it was pretty cool. What was even better is that those guys gave me the honor of being the host for the ceremony when they gave those certificates and stuff, and it was pretty cool, you know, to see all that people reunited there just to accomplish a dream or just to become an American citizen, and it was pretty cool to be there and have one of my best friends in life, Ricardo Rodriguez, next to me supporting me in something so big like that.
Are you still on good terms with WWE?
We're good. I mean, I've always been in good terms with Vince McMahon. I mean, the other stuff is like. It's public knowledge, my stuff with other people, but
you still feel that way about those?
No, we're good. No, I was telling my good friend Hugo Sabinovich that, I always take responsibility of my actions, and I know I got it wrong. I made a mistake, and I misjudged someone in that company last year, and being the man I am, I of course I called them and I apologize for that, and we're good. I mean, we're good. They're just going in a different direction than the direction I'm going. I don't want to be tied up to any company. I don't want to sign any contracts. Thank God I did well. I did pretty well and save my money, invested my money, and I have this other stuff going on, so I don't have to. But again, if I have to because the other stuff doesn't work, well, then you'll see me here for many years to come.
What do you think of what your fellow Mexican is doing, Andrade Cien Almas?
Oh, he's doing great. I know many people doesn't believe this, but I don't watch wrestling. I don't read the stuff in the internet. I don't go on the internet. I don't care what's going on out there. I live my life. I do my stuff. I'm pretty busy the way I am and with the stuff I'm doing. And my free time, my downtime is for my kids. So I don't watch wrestling at all. So I don't really know. I know he's doing well because they have him on the main roster, and they're using him and they're pushing him. And I'm glad they're doing it because he has a lot of talent. He's a fantastic kid, a good-looking kid, and he's hungry. So, and I hope they continue bringing not just more Mexicans, but more Latin wrestlers to that company.
When I saw you at WrestleCon, I was expecting to see you work the next night at Lucha versus Impact. What ended up happening there?
That was like I was telling everyone after that night. I decided to stop sharing my personal life. You know, these days, because of the internet, because of the social media, people, they just want to know if you're getting divorced, if your grandma is dying, if your kids are going through a difficult time. People, they think they should know about your personal life, but they don't. You motherfuckers don't have to know anything about my personal life. You should worry about the stuff we do in the ring, the stuff we do when, because that's the way it is. When it comes down to stuff like this, they're all talking, but nobody talks when you're doing stuff like the stuff I do, helping kids here in Mexico and down there in South America. Nobody talks about that. They just want to talk about the bad things. But I decided to not share my personal life anymore. If I'm dating someone, if I'm having a situation like the one I had that night in New Orleans, which involved my family, the thing that I love the most, my kids, and that's all they have to know. And I've been saying this since the beginning, because it doesn't matter what you say, or what we say. We're gonna have 50% of the people believing it, and the other 50% not believing it and giving you crap. So I decided to stop trying and just living my life, being the way I am, being happy, enjoying my kids, enjoying my life, and doing what I love the most.
I really appreciate you being honest with everything, and just being open and always making time for us. Thank you.
Of course, man. Anytime. That's the problem. Like they used to have bullshitters in this business, and that they love to have people lying to your face. I never lie to anyone's face. Whatever I'm saying is exactly how it's going on. I don't have to lie. I always say this. I'm Alberto Del Rio. I don't lie. I don't have to lie. If I don't like you, I kick your ass. Thank you, baby.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you,
brother.
man. Anytime. Yeah.
You're the man. All right, Alberto Del Rio. I guess actually he's Alberto El Patron. But he called himself Alberto Del Rio during the interview, so we're gonna call him Alberto Del Rio. He's always been so good to me, so kind. It was great catching up with him here at Coastal Championship Wrestling. We're just outside the venue here, Coral Springs Charter School. Yes, that's what it's called here. It's nice to see he's buried the hatchet with the person he said bad things about in WWE. Interesting that he didn't name Triple H, right? And says he's always on good terms with Vince. So maybe we'll see one last short run, maybe? Although it sounds like he really wants to just focus on, being a dad and doing stuff with his kids. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you don't subscribe, please, right there in the middle, you can do that. We got many more interviews on the way. I chatted with Celeste Bonin here tonight. Caitlin. That'll be an interesting interview that I'll be posting later on in the week. All right, see ya.